You know how we were talking about on our list of people to get rid of
Yes.
stolen valor? I think that was Kyle's contribution. So Sacha Baron Cohen this week called Sarah Palin and lied and said he was a wounded veteran, and he got in one of his like outfits that he does, and told her like you can come interview me. I'm a wounded veteran, and so she came and actually did an interview with this wounded veteran, and now she is pissed that it turns out that he is like stealing valor and isn't actually a wounded veteran, but lied and said he was. And I thought that dovetailed nicely with what you were saying.
I hope they use that footage. Because I know he's making some kind of a new movie. That would be hilarious. I think it's politically based, the new movie.
It wouldn't surprise me. As long as it's funny, I'll watch it.
Oh, if you got an interview with Sarah Palin, that's fucking hilarious. God knows what he said.
You're allowed to do it the way he did it, right? Like like creative license, like he's making a movie, right? Or is that like a definitely you're not allowed to do thing?
Well,
if you're making a movie, I think you should be able to dress up and do it.
I'm not a fake movie lawyer, but it would seem to me that
is Cliff Hutchinson
Well,
here?
I have a friend who is.
But it would seem to me that like what he did was he impersonated a veteran and went out into public and tricked people into making them believe that he was indeed a veteran. Whereas, an actor is obviously on a set and everybody on the set knows that that guy's an actor. And at no point does he like go to the Starbucks down the road and get a discount while he's still in his uniform, right? Or that would still be stealing valor. I think he might be in a little bit of trouble if they want to fuck with him. That's funny, though.
The Stolen Valor Act of 2013. I didn't know it was that recent. I thought this had been a thing maybe it probably has been a thing for a long time. They just re-upped it.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to think that because it was in the context of a big spoof, that it's not the same. Yeah. It's not like he's trying to up himself. He's going to make a movie where he tells everyone that I'm not, this is how I tricked her.
I don't know if that's relevant, though.
The Supreme Court ruled the arrest and prosecution of a citizen for wearing unearned military awards who did so without criminal intent violates their constitutional right to free speech. So I guess you could do that as long as you're not doing so with criminal intent.
Is there anything criminal? But is there anything criminal about what he did? Like, I don't know. Like, Sarah Palin's just a citizen now, I suppose, right? You can really do whatever you want to her.
He's a big Hollywood guy. It's not like he didn't have his attorneys take a glance at this idea first.
I don't know. I don't know about. He seems like the kind of guy who just does the thing.
Maybe. He's hilarious. Borat was like doubled over laughing funny. Bruno, not that great. What was the other? The Ali G interviews. Yep. Those were very, very hit or miss, but the couple that are hit, I don't recall which ones were hysterical. I wonder why he doesn't do shit.
You're not a veterinarian. No, I'm a veteran. So you take care of the animals.
Yes.
No, I fought in a war against the animals.
Yes.
Just going back and forth. Yeah, I love the Borat stuff. That was the funniest movie I thought I'd ever seen at that point in my life. Like it just starts off with the running of the Jew, right? And everybody's villager chasing those Jew eggs. And they're like, crush the Jew eggs before it hatches. We're just dying in the fucking theater. Yeah, I really love that.
The whole, when he's in that bar singing like, throw the Jew down the well, and everybody's like, throw the Jew down, like repeating it and mirroring it. That's one of the funniest songs ever. Because you can almost tell that he like wrote it to be so outrageous that even he is surprised that just because he wrote a little catchy song and he's foreign, people are like, I'll repeat it. Like,
yeah, he had no time getting a sing-along going to throw the Jew down the well in that Texas bar, which normally you would think people back off a little bit on, but they hopped right on it.
Everybody was caught up in it.
Yeah, everybody's drinking, having a good old time. Some of his interviews are so awkward. There was one with a turtle or something. I wish I could remember them all. I've seen all of them. I watched all of the Ali G show, and I watched, of course, the movie. And there's like a lot of extended scenes from the movie. But I'm looking forward to him doing a new thing. I think he's just got to wait a certain amount of time so people forget who he is.
Yeah. What does he do in the meantime? Like, what's his thing? Do you know?
He's made a few movies. He made one where The Dictator. Did you see The Dictator?
The Dictator was not as funny as Borat, but way funnier than Bruno.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see what he's been up to.
Sacha Baron Cohen. It's funny because he is Jewish.
Yes, he's one of those.
I guess he probably does like writing and shit when he's not pretending to be people.
Yeah, he's very good at it.
He is. Very funny dude. He's only 46. I thought he'd be older.
I liked. I like when they're able to get those interviews with celebrities though. Like there's a guy from the Howard Stern show called Sour Shoes, who's this autistic caller who can like on command play and sing any song on a piano, and he can do these wildly impressive impressions of like specific people. Like he does Gary Delabate's impression, and like they have him call Gary's wife and pretend to be him and stuff like that. She can barely tell the difference. So it's they had him call. I take that back. He called on his own Hillary Clinton and pretended to be some senator, and I guess had some crazy long conversation with Hillary Clinton, and then the Secret Service came and threatened him. And oh, and then the other day, who was the other comedian? Oh, who got on the phone with Donald Trump? Did you see that?
Oh, that was like a radio guy.
It might have been
I don't
Trump
remember his name.
Jr. or was it Trump? I think it was Trump Jr. He got on.
It was Donald Trump, our president. He got on the phone with him. He's speaking to him like as a senator, and he's talking about like policy stuff. He's like, what can I go back to my constituents and tell them about this issue? You know, because they're a little riled up about this whole thing. And I thought it was pretty. It's a little worrying that he was able to get a hold of Trump. However, Trump conducted himself well. I feel like
it was Stuttering John.
It was Stuttering John. Yep.
Does he still stutter like he once did?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure that the stuttering thing was ever even real. Because I see him like for long periods of time when he needs to get something out, get it out just fine. He wasn't stuttering on the phone with Donald Trump.
I hadn't even heard of Stuttering John until this little story came up.
He worked on the Howard Stern show for a number of years, and then the Tonight Show, I think. And now I guess he's got a podcast of some kind. Very funny guy. He used to go and do these on-site interviews for Stern, like really terrible questions. Like he would just stick a camera or a microphone and a camera in a celebrity's face at some function and ask them like horrible questions.
Like what?
Would you done on a girl when she's on her period? Just like
or like
love stuff.
Or like their current drug abuse. like you still snorting coke. Just really, and they would ramp up. Like he might have 3 questions, and the first question is something disgusting, and the second question is something embarrassing, and the third might just get him punched in the face. It was always fun.
Sounds entertaining.
But yeah, he got on the fucking phone with Donald Trump, pretending to be a senator or something like that, and had a 3-minute phone conversation with him. And Trump all the while is telling him, we're going to take care of you. We're going to support you on this issue. We're going to get it done. We're going to solve it. I think it should be up to the states, et cetera, and had a full conversation with this guy.
Yeah, you always want to believe there's like super intense security and whatnot, but then like some dude just stumbles his way in. Like I wonder how often that stuff has happened that we haven't even heard about it.
You would hope not a lot. You would hope
so.
Not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also never mind. I was gonna say it seems like the thing Trump might attract more of. But no, I'm sure there are plenty of people trying to prank Obama and W, and it goes through all of them.
Yeah, probably
so.
Sure. Clinton, right? Who doesn't fuck with him?
Well, I would love to hear that phone call of them talking to Hillary Clinton on the phone. I wish that was released.
You can drop the charade. It's just me and you now, baby.
Oh, Jesus!
Have you ever heard of Project Walrus Man?
Project Walrus Man.
Zach, would you show me an image of Project Walrus Man, please?
I don't know.
You guys know about this, but this is a secret government program that dates back to the Cold War. We had this problem with the Russians and the North Pole. Were they going to come across the ice cap with some sort of a hybrid super soldier? And so we had to respond in kind, and thus Project Walrus Man. There's an artist,
Project Walrus,
an artist rendering of a.
So you're saying I'm not a failure? The government poisoned me.
That was going to be the future of the Navy SEAL combat squad. He's an actual SEAL man hybrid. It's Project
Did he
Walrus
shoot
Man.
that fish? Am I seeing a bullet hole right?
He
behind
caught
the
that
gills?
with his bare flippers.
Yeah, he didn't need the gun for that.
No,
because
that's for the
Ruskies.
Ruskies. That's for those goddamn Reds.
Yeah, I don't think he looks that
Right,
hairy.
that's enough of that. That's of course just an artist rendering. You know that it's not a real photo.
I mean,
let's go be confused. That's not a.
Fuck! You should have said that earlier. I feel like a fool.
Yeah.
I mean, if we know for a fact that China is already splicing people with animals, we know it. It's a fact. Whether or not it's successful, we don't know. They could be secret or it might be failures. We need to be catching up.
Oh, I don't like that. Wasn't Harley in that movie?
Oh, Tusk. Yeah, that movie sucked. Not because of Harley though, but because Kevin Smith, when he strays from the Jay and Silent Bob universe, doesn't know what to do.
You know, they're making a threequel to that. The trilogy continues.
Wow, no one asked for the second.
Not Jay and Silent Bob though. They're making Clerks 3.
Yeah, striking while the iron's hot. That's fucking mean.
Well,
I don't know. It'll probably be a fine movie. I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, you know, the first Clerks, and I'm making this up, was in like 97, 99, probably. I don't know, somewhere in there. And then the second one was like 2005.
I liked the first Clerks.
I like the second Clerks the most. I really like the Moopy world, and they had that Lord of the Rings conversation with the guy, and he talks about like Frodo bricking in Sam's mouth and everything. And
you're right. The first two were good movies. They were funny.
Remember they have a donkey show. I watched that in theaters with my boys.
I think it ends.
I think we were stoned. I can't remember exactly.
Characters. Let me get this. It ends with the two main characters hitting it off, and she agreeing to do ass to mouth.
All right.
Well,
that's a cool chick.
Yeah, good movie. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they're all having the conversation like you never go ass to mouth, and he's like, sometimes in the heat of the moment you go ass to mouth, and women are okay with that. They ask for it. They're totally down for it. Women ask you for ass to mouth, bro. Totally. And then like the Rosario Dawson's character walks in and he's like, do you ever go ass to mouth? Sometimes you never go ass to, she says you never go ass to mouth, but then in private afterwards, she's like, sometimes in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
You go ass to the mouth.
But they're like hitting it off. They become, I don't want to say girlfriend, boyfriend, that seems committed and 1950s, but they become
well, they'd already fucked because she'd got some mayonnaise up her cooch. As she so poetically put it, when they banged before, and but even though that he's supposed to get married to that other girl, that's a great movie. I watched it in theaters, and that was a year where me and my roommates watched like maybe only 3 or 4 movies in theaters, but they were all just gems. We watched that, and that I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever seen until Borat came out, and they had like shown me a little bit of the Ali G show that they had torrented. And I loved it. Of course, I had no way of watching it prior to that. And then we watched the Borat movie. And I don't think I'd ever laughed as hard as I did at the Borat movie when they were having the running of the Jews. That's like the opening scene. They're in Kazakhstan and they're having the running of the Jews. And they've got the big Jew egg. And he's screaming to like, break the Jew egg before it hatches. Break the Jew. And I'd never seen anything so irreverent and ridiculous, like put on such a grand scale as well. Like they've got such a budget. The first Borat movie was so fucking good.
So it's the second Borat movie. I know that it's political.
Dreadful.
It's dreadful.
Really dreadful.
It was not funny.
Well, it's during the pandemic, so they got fucked over. I don't think you can judge them for that because the Borat character is so well known that they can't really do that bit very much at all. He was mostly other characters, and it just didn't work well. Plus, the pandemic was happening, so much of it is like
I take your
scripted
review. A lot of people hated it because it didn't agree with their politics, and I'm like,
but
that's not right. You're good that way, but some people aren't.
Yeah, I think they made fun of the Proud Boys at one point. Like they may have even embarrassed some Proud Boys. You know how he gets people to.
They embarrassed Giuliani.
Oh yeah. I didn't finish the movie. It was that bad. I got 45 minutes, 50 minutes into it, because so much of it is scripted, and it like the girl that's in it, I found incredibly annoying. I bet I got accent.
15 minutes in before I was like,
really?
Nothing about this reminds me at all the first Borat movie, and like that's coming off. If you remember years ago, after Borat, he did one called Bruno, where he was this like effeminate, over the top gay character.
Oh, I've seen them all.
And like, I went to Bruno in theaters thinking it was going to be like Borat, and it was just kind of shit, like just not funny the way Borat was.
It's exactly what the Bruno character is, though. In his like, if you watch the Ali G show, he's got Ali G, Bruno, and Borat, and there may be another one, but like they all got their own movies, But
if you like Bruno as a character, you'll like it, I'm sure. But like, it just Borat is classic. If I were to rewatch Borat tonight, I'd be laughing my ass off. It's so fucking good.
So I saw an interview, on Steve-O's podcast that he does.
You sent it
with Bam Margera on there, like via like a Skype or whatever the fuck, and he's like, dude, the reason you weren't in Jackass, like that was an intervention, that's what that is. We couldn't let you continue, and if you remember, there was that time when I was campaigning so hard to get you in and we were this close. Remember, because I was telling you, I was writing you a script of what to tell Johnny and Jeff Tremaine and the guys, the producers of Jackass, the big ownership guys. And it was working. Everybody was on board. And then there was the morning of the big meeting. You, Johnny, Jeff Tremaine, and Spike Jones were all going to be in the meeting. Do you remember what happened, Bam? He's like, do you remember? You got fucked up and you didn't even show up. You got fucked up and you didn't show up. And the whole meeting was about, is Bam sober enough and clean enough to do this show? So that was it. So you've got no one to blame but yourself on it. And it was good. I only watched like excerpts of it. I watched maybe 10 minutes of it or something.
How's Bam now?
I barely recognize him. He looks more like his dad than what he used to look like.
Wait, is he?
Can you find a picture, Zach?
He's sober now,
maybe a screen cap from like today's interview with Steve-O to see, because it's a look. He looks like big beard, like long hair in his face, sunglasses on.
So it sounds like he's fat and maybe grizzly, but do you think that he's just fucked up and failing at life?
Fucked up too, everything. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's not sober after the year in rehab.
Oh no, I don't think he did any rehab. Oh, I wish I could find like him like into that interview. Let me see if I can.
I can't. Does he have gold teeth there?
Yeah, he has one gold tooth. It looks like.
Look at those ridiculous tattoos.
Those are some bad tattoos, man.
He doesn't look that bad here, but today he looked dreadful. Like that is not what he looks like.
I might be painting some badness on him. Like he looks like he's high or just been higher, but that might be my own mind.
I need to listen to this interview.
No,
I've never watched Steve-O's show before, but I like
he does some good stuff. I also saw
everybody likes Steve-O.
Jamie Foxx has been working on that Mike Tyson. There you go. That's our boy. That's Bam Margera now.
Can you pop around? I just want to see him in different poses.
The hairline's going down.
Yeah, that happens.
Steve-O on the other.
Steve-O looks great.
He's the best. He's held up the best of all of them.
It's because he got became like a sober health nut like probably 12 years ago or something now, right?
I thought it was recent, but he looks the best of all.
Maybe you're right.
I wouldn't have picked Steve-O to be the one that aged the best. I would have picked Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. I'm glad Johnny got.
He looks good too.
Movie. I'm glad Johnny got to do like movies inexplicably. Like I don't know what happened where like after Jackass became popular enough, they were like, let's just stick him in with The Rock and see what happens. And it like
let's put him in The Ringer.
I watched The Ringer in theater that's another one that I watched with my roommate.
So funny.
We left work to go watch that movie on a rainy day or something, and I was like, dude, we got to go watch this movie. He's like, what's it about? I'm like, Johnny Knoxville pretends he's retarded, and like joins the Special Olympics or something. And he's like, oh yeah, let's go.
Isn't it funny how movies like that came out in like what 2006 or something, 2005, 2006, and like they could not be made now. Even something like Tropic Thunder, they couldn't do now with Robert Downey Jr. with like the jokey blackface, which at the time, like I don't remember anybody giving a fuck, just being like, yeah, that's hilarious. It's making fun of an actor who's like obsessing over his, at the end of the day, menial pretend career.
I think to this day, no one has ever had an issue with that particular performance because he does it so well, and there is nothing mocking about it. It is like I bet black people would be like, yeah, we kind of wish he was black now. Like I kind of wish that guy existed and he was like a guy I could cheer for more. And he was like my dude. Like I don't think anyone gave a shit because he did such a remarkably perfect job. And then part of the story is him laying out, I'm just a dude playing a dude who's playing another dude. Like all that nonsense. You're like, oh man, he's in. But the star of that show, of that movie, is fucking Tom Cruise, inexplicably coming in with. He had 2 requests to do the cameo. He's like, I want to have enormous hands and I want to dance. And they're like, what? Huge, hairy hands, and I want to dance.
Deal. Right. You're Tom Cruise, so whatever, man.
What I kind of like Tom Cruise in that part is he didn't look good. He wasn't a hero. Tom Cruise is known for choosing roles that make him look awesome, right? In that role, he didn't look awesome. He was kind of a piece of shit, and he was weird, and no one looked at him and wanted to fuck him.
No, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. The dance was comical. Like the joke was kind of on him.
Did you see the new Borat? It was pretty. It was interesting.
I didn't see it. Mixed reviews around here.
It stunk.
I didn't make it all the way through, man. I didn't like all of the scripted stuff, and it felt like I didn't like him in the other costumes. There was a couple of gags where, like, I don't know, he's getting his daughter an abortion. Well, what he's trying to do is get a cake topper taken out of his daughter's stomach because she's accidentally eaten it, but he's calling it a baby, and he's saying that he put it in there. So there's a big confusion between him and the doctor, and it's like, I remember I literally audibly went, "Ha!" And that's as close as I got to laughing at the new Borat movie. I couldn't do it.
It didn't feel nearly as organic. Like there were situations you could watch in the first one where you're like, either that guy is the best actor of all time, or he has just been surprised by this strange foreigner.
Well, see, the first one came along with lawsuits and shit. Like those
the first one was real crazy.
Those people, a lot of them, no one knew who Borat was, really. Yeah. I mean, I did because I had Lithuanian roommates and they were huge into the Ali G show. And so like they were showing me this shit on their PC. They'd illegally downloaded it. I don't know where else you would get it back in 2011 or whatever. And
that's hilarious. I was watching the Ali G show when it was new in 2001 when I was in college. That was the funniest shit ever. Ali G show was crazy. It was on at the same time as Chappelle's show. It was at the same like period. And it was like those two things were on, and both those shows were like, "Holy shit, this is on television!" It's fucking crazy.
But a lot of the people that were on, that are in the first Borat movie were like suing them. I think at one point he gets like picked up by like some frat guys in like a motorhome, and he either gets them to talk about some gay stuff or do some gay stuff, and like they didn't realize they were about to be in a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, they're like in a camper van. He's like, "So you guys, you play with each other sometimes naked time." It's like, "Yeah, dude, we get naked with chicks all the time." But it's like they edit it to be like, "Yeah, we get naked with each other all the time." Like just like talking with them clearly. I liked when he goes, what was he singing? That like bastardized national anthem at that Texas rodeo.
The rodeo, yeah.
Nobody is having it. Even the guy like in the like the lead up guy's like, "I don't know where you're from, but I know I don't like where you're from." Like,
that's a good line.
And in fairness, like at that point, like that guy was totally justified because Borat was being an absolute boorish asshole to him. Yeah. So that guy's like,
but then he sings "Throw the Jew Down the Well," and everybody in that bar in Texas or wherever the fuck is like joining in and singing along. It's
in fairness for that one, he was jovial and it was a catchy song.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't have gone over in New York City.
No, probably not.
No, that's a middle of the country song. That's you get too close to the coasts and you get some pushback on that. But yeah, Borat won't be great. I don't need to watch it again.
Sorry, I just got interrupted by my shop manager.
That's okay.
Work stuff.
You got hundreds of cars to manage. I only have one car.
So
you might get 6
in a
months
related
off.
story. Borat 2, which comes out on the 23rd, which is tomorrow on Amazon. Apparently, he tricked Rudy Giuliani into some sort of interview, and there was a female interviewing him who I'm told looked very young. And at some point, he was convinced to pleasure himself on camera, and 73 or 76-year-old Rudy Giuliani had his hands in his pants touching himself.
Was he masturbating?
This is all I know. He had his hands in his pants touching himself with this female interviewer, and that is the point in which I'm told Borat bursts in and says, stop, she's 15, she's far too old for you.
So that's hilarious. There's a little more to it. The actress that played the 15-year-old was 24.
Of course.
So I think that you might forgive Giuliani for thinking she was in her mid-20s, right? Like, he probably wasn't thinking it was a 15-year-old girl, right? And,
of course not. That's irrelevant.
Well, it's relevant to me, whether it's a 15-year-old or a 24-year-old that he's like.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't a child. I knew that. I know that's a joke. Well, the problem is that he's like touching himself in interviews.
So his excuse for it, I know, is he had just taken off like a lapel mic. And if anyone's ever worn them, they kind of like button in your back and the wire goes up the front like to here-ish and it's hidden. Yeah. And his shirt came untucked while he took the mic off. So he had to tuck his shirt back in. Now, he doesn't have a good explanation for why he was laying on the bed of a hotel room to do this operation, right? Probably Kyle. I know me. I've worn wireless lapel mics a bunch of times. And I never like, all right, honey, quick, I got to lay down in bed and tuck my shirt back in. Like that there's a little missing piece.
I have people for that.
Yeah, I have a tucker.
But you do have to tuck your shirt back in. Like that's part of the deal. Like it goes right up toward the front and into here. So I can see why he was tucking his shirt back in. I don't know why he was laying on the bed to do that.
Won't everybody see the full scene tomorrow if they watch the movie?
I hope so.
Or last night. I think he was on, or maybe tonight. I think maybe Sacha Cohen goes on Stephen Colbert's show tonight and they might show that clip. But of course it's going to be edited. And I saw the still also. But I think that I actually know he's going on Stephen Colbert's show. I just don't know if it's tonight. And
well, the whole movie's out tomorrow, Friday the 23rd, I believe.
I don't know how he's going to get enough material with how fucking famous Borat's character is. Even the voice is so famous. You know what I mean? Like, how often, how long can you go back to that well before you suddenly have like people playing along with it? Because they're like,
twice.
Borat.
So what I think has happened here is, do you remember Sasha's like political hidden camera show that he did last year, right?
A little underwhelming in my opinion.
I remember he did. Yeah.
He got like Dick Cheney and a bunch of other people on camera doing silly stuff. I think that this was supposed to be season 2 and it just didn't work out. So they've just edited an entire season's worth of his TV show into a movie.
That might be why. Maybe they couldn't get enough bites on the line.
Well, part of the movie is that Borat is so famous that he has to go into disguise. So what you're getting is Sasha as Borat in disguise.
That doesn't matter though. Like people,
you're not following.
It's him as Borat in a disguise, but he's still talking as Borat.
No.
So it's not even a Borat movie.
It's Sasha. It's Borat coming to a realization that he is now famous in America, and he doesn't like that. So he is disguising himself. So it's Borat in a disguise, not Sacha Baron Cohen in a disguise.
Which is kind of like Sasha in a disguise that's not Borat-ish.
Exactly, but it's Borat in the disguise, doing Borat trying not to do his regular voice, but failing at it in a disguise is the idea.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, which if you remove a step is just Sacha Cohen in a different disguise.
Exactly.
Right, and we'll see what it came out as. Yeah.
I don't have another funny character. I'm scraping the barrel.
Who did Ollie G? Was that also?
No, that was the Ollie G show. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
He's got a really serious movie coming out at the same time, pretty much too. So it's
what's it about?
I don't know. It's a drama though. Yeah, it's like a serious movie. He's a good actor.
You know what I watched just the other night was, I can't believe, I love John Carpenter movies, so I'm surprised I hadn't watched this before. They Live. Have you watched that, Kyle?
With Roddy Piper. First time he'd ever acted.
I like how, first of all, early in that movie, for no reason, they just show him like shoveling dirt, and it's like, we're establishing that he's shredded and very strong. And at the very beginning of the movie, he's some drifter guy, comes into a new town trying to get a job, and basically he stumbles upon a global underground global conspiracy where there are aliens who control the media and every bit of power, anything that matters, they control it. They control the media, banks, like the army, the police, and he finds these sunglasses that you put them on, and now like when you see an advertisement, he'll see through the advertisement to what it's telling, which is like, ignore what's happening, consume, be submissive, don't think,
make
no free
babies.
thought. Believe what you're told. Trust the media.
And then it's got like a picture of it's got like a dollar sign that says, "This is your God."
Yeah, that kind of thing when the guy's holding it. And so basically, and what I loved is the speed at which that movie progressed, because usually I was thinking like, okay, Roddy Piper just got the glasses 5 minutes ago. He's looking at everything. We're talking about They Live, and he's looking around. And I think you're muted, Woody.
I did. I figured that. I said I figured it out, and then I figured that out as well.
Oh, okay. So basically, what drugged me into the movie initially was I knew the movie's supposed to be good, and I'd never seen it, and it's maybe 3 to 5 minutes of movie time and of real time, because it's more of a continuous shot between when he puts the glasses on and is like, oh my God, there's a global conspiracy of aliens who are trying to just get us consume and don't question authority, and it just money is your God, all that. 3 minutes of real time later, he is murdering them. He walks into a store, and like I'm thinking like he's gonna have to try and find that cult or that underground operation that's trying to break the truth to everyone, try and formulate a plan. No, he walks in, looks at some like gross rich like elite woman who's one of the aliens. Like that's pretty much the theme. Everybody in the elite class is an alien, and he just starts going, "You're ugly on the outside, and you're a fucking bit," like bad acting, like insulting all of them. And then, of course, all the aliens start turning, and going, we got one that can see. We got one that can see. And he's like, I don't like this one bit. And he runs out of the store and then stands in front of the store for like a minute, like thinking about things, not retreating. And then a couple of cops who are also aliens pull up on him, and instead of submitting at all, he immediately kills both police officers, and then goes on what amounts to be a 70-minute, mostly rampage. 9 minutes to 12 minutes, I swear to God, is him fighting his black friend in an alley.
That fight goes on for so long.
It's the longest fight I've ever seen, and so many times it's like, dude, this is they would be in their death knells. Like, this is a devastating fight. They're breaking bottles on each other, hitting each other with 2x4s.
Why are they fighting?
They were fighting because he put on the glasses. And the black guy's like, I don't want to put them on. And instead of being like,
so they hold a WWE match right there.
Yeah, I know this sounds crazy. Just put these on. First of all, the color scheme changes, and you're going to see some weird stuff. He goes, you're going to put them on, and starts beating the shit out of them to force them to put it on, and they beat the shit out of each other. It kept me invested.
I love the bank
scene. Really liked that movie.
He walks into the bank and he looks around. They have this like panning shot of what's going on. Every bank teller is a fucking alien. Most of the people in line are fucking aliens. The security guard's an alien, and he's got keep in mind, he's got a 12-gauge shotgun in his hands. He just killed a couple cops, and he's just like, I have come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That's a great line.
The security guard goes to draw his pistol, and he just like immediately just boom, just kills him right away, and just starts working on the crowd. That's what Duke Nukem is based off of.
They don't know that he what he knows for some of the scenes, right? He walks into a new scene, they don't know. And he's like, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're all right, you're ugly, and you're ugly. And the 4 aliens are like, well, I can see what's happening here. We got one who can see.
Yeah.
And it's like,
the other part that didn't make sense, like, and I guess if they did this, the whole movie wouldn't have worked. Is like obviously like as like he comes across a cop who's just a person, and he's like, "Beat your feet," and he sends the guy on his way. But like, if the aliens actually held all the levers of power, you don't infiltrate the boots on the ground people. You control them from above. Why would the aliens be a baseline cop? You should just use the humans to do all your dirty shit. You're the rich bankers. You're the rich, like, what was the newscaster guy? Like, just
that's the only part that didn't make a ton of sense. But it is a good movie.
You're right, Kyle. That was the only part that didn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Everything else in this world, and you accept everything. So I'm saying you exist in this world. You accept all these plot contrivances. That is one that does not make sense.
He said that's the only part that didn't make sense. The real thing is
the only part that doesn't make sense. I mean, you have to obviously accept that there are aliens invading, the planet.
Here, I have the same problem with that I did with Red Dawn. I watched Red Dawn as a kid, and I came away. This is young, 13-year-old Woody thinking, I'd probably be a Wolverine and take on the Russians. I imagine that's how that would go down. And my father's like, no, that's not how it would go down. The second you became any kind of problem, they'd send in a helicopter and kill all of you at once. It'd be no trouble. And
that is what they do at the end.
Do you remember the D squad of Russian soldiers they were sending after him in that movie? Just the absolute Three Stooges of Russians going after, like falling down hills on their own.
Yeah,
I liked Red Dawn though. That was good.
Red Dawn's fun. Yeah, both of them. But the same thing with They Live. Like the second Roddy Piper presents some sort of problem, they'll just bring 2 people with guns, or maybe even 5, and he'll lose that gunfight, and like they'll squash him. It won't be a problem.
I think they were just unprepared for a human who could see. It never happened before. It had never come up before.
Well, they all said we've got one that can see with the glasses. It seemed like they had,
Yeah, they just never had a concerted group of them try to destroy the signal. I don't want to spoil this movie from 1988.
Yeah, I like John Carpenter's movies, and that's one of my favorites for sure. They Live
is his best one. The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time.
What's the really expensive one? Was it called John Carpenter? Really expensive movie came out like 10 years ago. Went to Mars, maybe.
I know what you're talking about. Ghost of Mars. Is that it?
That wouldn't have been real expensive. I don't think he's ever made an expensive movie, to be frank.
I might be conflating with someone who made
Avatar.
Yeah, I was gonna say it came out at the same time as Avatar, and the movie was successful, but because it was being compared to Avatar, they all acted like it was a total loser.
Oh, are you talking about that Disney movie?
Possibly.
The one with you're talking about John Carter.
Yes, I'm talking about John Carter.
Okay, that's
Kyle. Sometimes we take windy roads.
Both Johns.
See.
Also, Pocahontas, John Smith, in that. Several of our founding fathers were named John. It's all connected.
John Carter, yeah, and it came out in 2012. But did that come out roughly the same time as this Avatar?
I'm not sure when Avatar came out, to be honest. But yeah, John Carter was the name of a really big flop that Disney made about, I don't know, he was fucking like a human on Mars or something, and they were fucking monsters, and it was supposed to be this big trilogy, and it just flopped.
I thought it was, maybe I'm the only one that liked it.
Yeah, you were.
It did lose money. The production budget was $263 million. One of the most expensive films ever made. That's $250 million.
Wow.
And it grossed $284 million at the box office. But I think that sometimes you can say cost $263 to make, sold $284, and think that's a profit, but it's not. Because the theater gets some big chunk of that. It was a $200 million write-down. That's a big loss.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Losing $200 million is a big deal even for Disney.
They're really putting everything in their streaming service right now, with their theme parks and cruise lines down, and it seems like they're really putting a lot of eggs in the streaming basket. There's they're going to do a Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show now too, with Ewan McGregor.
Are you excited
Really?
about that?
I actually am. Yeah, it's what Star Wars fans have been asking for a very, very long time. Isn't Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, anything?
Is
might
Ewan
give it a watch.
McGregor's star
Better.
not shining like it used to, or am I crazy? Yeah.
Tremendous.
I'm looking forward to the new Matrix movie. I hope they do something good.
How was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Oh, I didn't like the first one, so I'm not going to watch the new one.
The first one was great, and it wasn't just because I was 9.
It was.
No, I haven't watched it since the late 90s, and it holds up. I probably.
They're just silly movies, and like if you want to see a silly, goofy movie, then you'll like it. But it's not the kind of thing that I love.
I thought the first one was great. The second one, I guess, was better than not going to the movies. And
Bogus Journey, yeah, I guess. Sort of.
I know. I remember sitting Indian style at my friend Alex's house watching that movie on their big screen TV, which was like a shitty ass big screen at the time, and just being like, "We are witnessing history." Like this is one of the best, funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But I never revisited.
Speaking of the best, funniest movies of all time, I've always been a huge fan of Borat. I saw that in theaters. I was 20 years old, and it was at the time it blew me away at how funny it was. They've already filmed Borat 2 in secret somehow.
Wait,
and,
really?
Yeah, and they're editing it. Yeah,
that's huge. I didn't know that. That's fucking amazing.
He's so famous though that I feel like it's getting difficult for him to do that thing.
It's been long enough since the first Borat that young people don't know who Borat is, and he's in costume. It's not like he's Sacha Baron Cohen. He's fucking Borat.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, it came out in like 2006.
The odd one, but to me, Borat's more famous than Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, if he was in the Borat costume, especially the big pink or lime green mankini thing he had going on, I would absolutely recognize him. But the actor who plays him, like, he does so much stuff in costume. It's like the actor's not that famous to me.
That's an even better. Yeah, that's how I should have said it. You said it better. Like, yeah, if anybody sees Borat, they've at least seen a meme of him. Like, they know who he is. Did you see it alone, Kyle? I remember I saw it with I was 15. I saw it with my dad, and I've never laughed harder at a movie with my dad.
It was me and my 2 roommates. I was 19 or 20, and they were like 24, 25, and they had introduced me to like the Ali G show. They had downloaded it illegally off the internet onto their PC, and we'd sit around and get drunk and watch the Ali G show. So like the best clips of Borat. And so I already knew who Borat was and what he was about and everything. And like the movie was just about to come out. And so we went and watched it like that, like a midnight showing, maybe a 1 a.m. showing. Like it was so late. I remember that. And yeah, funniest thing I'd ever seen at the time. I remember thinking like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. This is fucking good.
It holds up too. It's great.
When it begins, they've got like, they're in his village and they're having like this like parade where they're chasing the Jew egg. And they're all trying to like beat it with sticks before it hatches. Yeah. before it hatches. And you're just like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And he's Jewish, which makes it so much better. It's great.
Hey, you have to respect that made up Kazakh culture.
The whole made up Kazakh culture that he makes, like he it's almost 100% fabricated, like the nonsense that he's come up with, or some of it is like a twist on actual Kazakh culture, because they do drink this drink there that is like fermented goat milk. But Borat drinks a drink that is fermented goat piss. It's awful. It's really good shit.
I do remember though. I went and saw. Remember, it was Borat first, and then maybe something else. Then it was Bruno, where he was like this flamboyant gay guy. Bruno did not get me.
I didn't like Bruno on the Ali G show.
Like I felt like a lot of Borat's appeal was like you could tell genuinely that everybody around is like, what the fuck is up with this guy? What's going on? Whereas with Bruno, he was so over the top that half the time in the scenes, you could see other people start to pick up like, oh, this is like an Impractical Jokers episode. This is just so over the top silly. It's not believable. And now the people who are supposed to be being punked are in on it.
The thing about Borat is like, you almost feel sorry for him. If like Americans are really accepting of outsiders, especially like ones that look like him. They're like, oh yeah, this is our culture. Welcome to America. I just remember there's one part where he's in like a southern like dinner or something like that. Like
Yeah.
he's in Alabama or Georgia, and like he's at these rich people's home, and he's been invited to dinner, and he brings this big fat black prostitute as his date, and she is dressed like a $20 black prostitute. She is disgusting. And then he asks if he can go to the bathroom, and he leaves and goes to the bathroom, and he comes back with a sandwich bag full of shit and asks what to do with it. And the woman who's like, it's her home, she's just like, oh my God. Oh my God, honey. Why? You know, just
He's got sandwich bags, but he doesn't know how to shit in the toilet.
I know. I got
a sandwich bag full of shit.
I must have gotten really lucky because I saw Bruno in southern Texas with my best friend, and we saw, no joke, we were in an empty theater with like, let's say 7 other people. And because the movie Bruno gets progressively gayer and gayer, and eventually there's one part where they just show a giant penis head and it shouts Bruno at you. Yeah. And we got to watch people walk away as the movie was going on. And eventually at the very last scene when they kiss, the two men are kissing in the UFC ring, and people are like throwing in chairs and shit. We were the last people in the theater by that point. We were losing our minds at how great it was.
What movie did they think they were going to see?
I don't know. I think they thought they were going to see Borat 2, but it was it was so good. It was exactly the way I should have seen Bruno, because all those people just hated it. And we loved it. We had a great time.
Maybe I'll give it another go. I've only seen that one once. Has he done anything between then and now?
He did Ali G. Well, and he also did The Dictator.
Yeah, but that wasn't like his.
That was a movie.
Yeah.
Didn't he like do a bunch of pranks on like politicians or something?
Yes, he did. So he did Who Is America?
Yes, yeah.
Who Is America was Sacha Baron Cohen. Like he's one of my favorite comedians, just because he's basically a genius. Like the shit he's doing is insane, and him pranking like Dick Cheney and other. He actually got people in to interview them, and it's fucking wild what he's doing. But Who's America wasn't funny. It was just sad because he would get people in, and then they would admit to doing terrible shit.
Is that?
And you're just like, fuck.
I'm not positive on this. I felt like it was hyped up that it was going to be this like expose of who our politicians really are, and then I saw it, and I wasn't. It was just like 1% more than I already knew. Like
it kind of was. So, like some of the people there that he had in were already shitheads. Like we already knew they were corrupt. And so then when he exposes them and as corrupt on video, you're kind of like, yeah, that's who they are already.
Whoa, breaking news. Politicians crooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
these guys are dishonest. What?
It's still pretty insane to see people that are in, very high offices of power admitting to terrible, terrible shit on camera and sometimes just laughing it off. So,
well, I'm glad he's going back to pretending to be a Kazakh guy from what is mostly a made-up nation.
Yeah, me too.
It's one of the biggest countries in the world, right?
I think it's the largest landlocked country. Yeah.
It's enormous. One of the biggest armies, too.
Good for them. Good for Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
What else are they good at?
It's like 1 million men or something.
Yeah. They seem like they'd be good at wrestling.
There's different ways to measure an army, right? Like biggest army. Okay. I hear you. It's like, yeah, but they're 19th most guns.
Also,
we
biggest cavalry.
19th most guns. So they're just running out. Yeah, they're just running out into the battlefield with nothing.
Rocks and slingshots.
Spear training today.
They must have been so. I know they were mad about it, but like coming from us, like I just was looking. You know how they have like the Human Development Index of like how good it is to live in a country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kazakhstan is in the very high category. And they portrayed them where they're like, you live next to goat piss. Like, and it's like, they have to watch that. Like, we got electricity and antibiotics and everything. We got roads.
Weighs heavily on my opinion of a culture. Washing machines. If they have like dishwashers and clothes washers.
Women can be found anywhere.
That's pretty much first world in my mind. Like that, like if their culture involves automated dishes and clothing washing, they're not a different place than us. They're kind of like us. Like, am I alone in that? Like measure?
No, I see it a little bit. I don't know. To me, like whenever I see pictures or footage of a Russian home or apartment, it just seems like so often their drapes, their curtains, like their wallpaper just looks like shit. It looks like the wallpaper from like PUBG. Like it looks like
I too judge my Chatterbait models that way.
Yeah, like it looks it looks old and poor.
This 20 tokens is going to mean a lot to her.
Poor. That's not a bad. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't want to pick a Chatterbait model who's rolling in it. Like right. She's never going to notice your dollar donation.
Beautiful blonde from California. 20 tokens isn't gonna shake her radar. But shake her radar.
You got to pop into like the amputee section. You know,
no. You just got to find some chick from like Warsaw, Poland, who can't rub two nickels together. She'll do anything for 20 tokens.
See, you got to go somewhere even different. Poland, also a very, very nice country.
Not according to I made up statistics.
Poland, what's even going on there? Oh, ancient cathedrals, running water. They've been people for thousands. Okay. You got to find someone in like what's the poorest Western country? Haiti, I think is the poorest Western country.
Is it really?
And I say Western because like you got time zones to worry about.
Yeah,
with this thing, you're not going to be dancing.
They don't have clocks in Haiti.
Maybe get more difficult. Yeah, I think it's Haiti.
Somebody's always dancing. You don't have to worry about time zones.
Yeah,
I'll never forget when they had that. Was it an earthquake or a tsunami or both that killed all those Haitians?
Tsunami,
or maybe a hurricane.
Earthquake made a tsunami, and the tsunami, right?
I thought it was like a major tsunami in Haiti. I could be wrong.
I see it.
I watched a clip. I watched a clip on YouTube today, and it was Patrice O'Neal meeting Borat, and this is when Borat, before the movie, it was just when he was just an Ali G character that a lot of people took for real. When they met him, until he got real ridiculous. And he had this joke. It's probably been told before, but they were talking about sex positions and big women or something, and he was like, "You're a fat," to Patrice O'Neal, and like they were having a good time. And then he said, they asked him about sex positions in Kazakhstan. He said, "Most famous sex position in Kazakhstan is a dog style," and they're like, "Oh yeah. It's just when the man he stand up like this, and the dog he lay down." And I thought that was such a well put together joke.
Sounds like improv.
Everybody's sitting there like waiting on him to. Yeah, we know what doggy style is, and then he's like, and then the dog, and you're like, oh god. And this guy found a way to make that funny. All right, I really appreciated it. He was really funny, just sitting there riffing with them and kind of shitting on Patrice for. They're like, but you don't have many men like Patrice in your country. We have a one. We keep him in a circus. His name is Bobo. Women love Bobo.
Didn't Patrice die some number of years ago?
Patrice has been dead, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Of course he did. Like I mean, come on. No, he lost the weight and became a fitness instructor. No, he was funny.
I think
Taylor, how did he die?
I think he had like untreated diabetes, and it caused him to have a stroke, and he died as a result of that. I think.
So he died from being too fat, basically.
Yep.
I think
being fat is objectively unhealthy for you. There are even people like when my wife was a nurse, he was a 500-pound dude she took care of. And he was fat because his family was super toxic. Like he was in the hospital for heart problems, and they would bring him like Papa John's and KFC and stuff like that. After many months of treatment, it finally dawned on him that this is bad. And he literally lost like 300 pounds. He went from 500 to 200 and was super happy. But the damage had been done over the years, and the weight loss was stressful. Dude had a stroke and just keeled over.
Damn.
Yeah. Like those people on like My 600 Pound Life, like they're so fat. Like on the show My 600 Pound Life, when they made that show, they probably didn't be like, hey guys, 600, let's not lowball ourselves. Like let's say 900. Like they probably thought 600 was wild.